responding to debt collector lawsuits and responding to original creditor lawsuits are different. When you're being sued by a debt collector, there is a set of standards that are required of a debt collector who buys your debt and attempts to sue you for that debt. When an original creditor sues you, they hire an attorney. You don't see, the company in there suing you. They're the plaintiff, but they have an attorney who is suing you. And that type of case has to be put together different. What I'm seeing, the biggest mistakes that a lot of people are doing, trying to do this business, trying to copy what we're doing, is number one, they don't have the experience. There is nothing like having the true experience of being in court, watching people's faces, looking at the plaintiff attorney, looking at the judge, looking at what's in front of you, all of the other people in the room that are listening to what you had to say, and you have a document that actually will do the speaking for you. That will actually do the speaking for you. Because when I first started putting Summons Master together, or when we first tested it with the credit repair shop before I created Summons Master, when I just took a leap of faith and created a response based off of the case that happened to me and gave it to one of my clients and said, hey, maybe this will help, and even if you lose, we'll help you settle in the end anyway. Why not fight? Why not put up a fight, and then if you lose, we can go to settlement? It was like, sure, I'll go ahead and do it. I mean, they trusted us because we helped them repair their credit, and there was like a lawsuit came, and I got sick and tired of not having a resource for my credit repair clients who got sued. If you got charge-offs on your credit reports, somebody's going to sue you. Eventually, somebody's going to sue you. And a lot of people get sued and they don't even know because they moved, and that creditor who had the charge-off sold that debt, or they hired an attorney and they're going at the old address, and the forwarding of your address has ended. I think that only lasts 3 to 6 months. And then you don't even get the information that you're being sued. And the courts have changed the rules to where they allowed this attempted service. In my area, if it's the wrong address, all they got to do is publish it in a newspaper for 2 weeks. Your name, you're being sued. We're looking for you. And they can proceed, and then people get default judgments. But the number one thing when I had tested it, it was number one, it was just going out on a leap of faith to help a client. But the way that I put together that response, he came back to me and he said, Steve, number one, I won the case. Number one. That was like the outcome that I wanted. That was what I wanted. I was like, okay, we got something. We got something that we can even test even further to make it better. But the other thing that I didn't even intend to happen, and this comes from my marketing experience, from my ability to talk to people, is that he said, Steve, the judge read my response. All I had to do was raise my right hand that I'm the person who's being sued, and then the judge read the response. And when I developed Summons Master, that was one of the main things that I had really was hoping. I didn't want people to have to say much. That was what my goal was. I guess in my mind, the goal was to create a response to help people go into court to defend themselves and had an opportunity to win, and to make it as easy as I could for people when they went in there, to say the least amount. Because I remember what my experience when I went into court, and it worked. It was like, the judges, they're trying to hurry up, go to lunch. They're trying to hurry up to, get off get the cases pushed through because they got big caseloads and they just want to, get this stuff done and over with. But they don't want people coming up into their courtroom playing around. They don't want people just sitting there denying everything. They want to, go through the case. And I think that judges, and even in a roundabout way, the plaintiff attorneys, they appreciate a good fight. If the fight it has merit to it, not where you're just sitting there denying everything. And so what we want to do, in the way to be successful, to win a debt collector lawsuit or an original creditor lawsuit brought by debt collection attorney, and also just to make sure I'm clear, original creditor lawsuits are brought by, debt collection lawsuits are brought by another debt collection attorney. So both will have a debt collection attorney. It's just that the amount of proof and the way that the case has to be put together, it has to be put together different for an original creditor because they actually loaned you the money. They actually gave you the credit card. They didn't sell the debt, so that they're not bound by the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. But the debt collector who is working for them is bound by the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. But you have to state it in a way to where you're clarifying who's responsible for what, because the original creditor is not responsible to stand with the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. Now, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we challenge the entire case. We don't want to leave out anything. When you get that summons that has those numbers on there, 1 to 10 or to 20, depending on what state you live in, it's going to have that case number on there. It's going to show who the plaintiff is. It's going to show who who you are as a defendant. It might even say some of your alias names. It might say your name and your wife's name. You will know. Whatever it says on there, that's who you have to respond to. And that's how you have to respond, with your name on there. If it's your business name, you got to respond with your business name and you on there. But you can also, there's a catch-22, you can't represent yourself as a business. And if your business is closed, then you need to make sure that the court knows when you respond that your business is closed. But we'll just keep this with personal lawsuits. So we want to challenge every allegation. We want to respond to every allegation that they have in their summons, because they'll say things like you enriched yourself. They'll say things, you make it seem like you took the money and just ran. You never had any plan on paying. They make it seem that way. If you ever got a summons and you're reading through it, you can read through it and you're like, man, this isn't me that they're talking about. I ran into money problems. I was paying y'all. They use the words, you defaulted on the loan. Yeah, you defaulted on it, but it just seems a little bit different when it's put down in words. They make it like you didn't pay this many payments and then defaulted on the loan. And some people may say they don't need to say that. They don't need to say that. But what I'm saying is that so you can clearly understand how they try to build it up and make you emotional. This is what they do. So all of those allegations that they make against you, some of them are just, about your address and stuff like that, but they're going to try to build that case up to make it look the best in front of that judge's eyes that you just took the money and ran off. That's their deal. And what you have to do is you have to answer all of those allegations. And then you have to put forth a defense to help you win your case. And that defense is going to be put together based off of how they put their case together against you. So you're going to always want to challenge the amount. You're going to always want to challenge to see if they had the appropriate documentation. Even if it's the original creditor, they must supply the documents. So a lot of times people will think just because they're getting sued by the original creditor that the original creditor doesn't have to provide the information, the documents and the information that they collected when they originated the account. They have to have that. They have to have your signatures. There's a bunch of documents that they had to have. If it wasn't important, they would have never had you sign them. They would have never have maintained them at their office or maintain them on their computers or whatever storage that they use for their documents. And then if it wasn't important, they wouldn't have had to bring that and and post that with the summons complaint that they posted with the court. So all of those documents are very important. The amount that they're trying to claim that you owe is very important. How did they come up with that amount? Even if it's the original creditor, if you were to call the original creditor, they would give you proof, documented proof from day one. So this is a requirement that they have to do. There's other requirements to make sure that they didn't write off the debt and give debt forgiveness. A lot of companies, we've seen some, I won't say all, but we've seen where people were sued, and then a year or two later, they ended up getting a 1099-C saying that the debt was forgiven and that you have to pay taxes on this at the IRS. So why wouldn't it be appropriate for you to question that? Because they're dealing with thousands, if not millions, of accounts. And when they have these charge-offs, they're batching them over to an attorney if they're hiring an attorney to handle it, or they're sending them, selling them off to a debt collector. You need to know, you have a right to know this stuff. There's other stuff that you can ask for with if it's purchased by a debt collector. There's conformity documents, there's bill of sale documents, there's affidavits, there's all types of documents that you need to be able to see, review, and make sure that they're authenticated. Also with the original creditor, because they never own the account. You have a right to get all of that information from them on how they came up with that. How did they come up with the accounting to get to that amount? What documents are they using? Because they did not work in the original creditor's office. They didn't originate the loan. All they did was purchase an account, and they received documents. How did they know that all of the payment history and everything was true and appropriate? And then when it comes to the attorney, we want to challenge the way that the attorney put the case together, the process. That they follow all of the required Fair Debt Collection Practices Act laws and rules, regulations that they have to follow to even bring a case, and then that they follow that as a debt collector throughout the case. So there's a lot of things that you can challenge when you're putting your summons response together. And but if you need help and you don't want to learn how to do all of this stuff, you don't want to chance it, then you can go to summonsmaster.com, where you can get a fully formatted, court-ready response. All you have to do is sign and date, and you'll get aftercare services. So if you have anything that comes up with your case, you got a question, how is it going? What do I do next? What do I do now? What they sent me this document. Do I got to respond? Do I don't have to respond? We are there for you. You're not going to get that anywhere else. We will be here for you to answer those questions. I have a full-time staff looking at them right now. They're working. They are there for you. We will get answers for you. We will calm your nerves. A lot of people get very emotional when they're getting sued. So go to summonsmaster.com, where you can upload your documents, create your summons, or you can have us do it. We have a done for you service on there also. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at creditrepairshop.com. Watch a video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, you can go to Summons Master, upload that debt collection letter, where you can get an exclusive certified debt validation letter that can stop debt collectors in their tracks, and it can help you avoid having a court case come up against you. And even if they do come with the court case, you will have evidence that could potentially stop them in their tracks when you create your response, because they did not follow certain rules, or maybe they don't have all the documents. Either way, you're being proactive, and if you're gonna win at this game with credit and debt and dealing with these lawsuits, you got to be proactive. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com, president and creator of summonsmaster.com. Thank you.